each of us, there burns the fury of a warrior. In every generation, a few are chosen to prove it.
One of you three will decide the outcome of the tournament.
Three strangers will travel to the mystical realm of Outworld to defend our people against Shang Tsung.
You will die.
And his forces of darkness. In an ancient tournament. One more victory.
Your soul is mine.
And our world is theirs.
It has begun!
You can't run from me, Shang!
I don't need to run.
Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero,
Combat begins.
And welcome everyone to Bullets, Bourbon, and Karate. And this week's episode is Mortal Kombat! Marcus.
Johnny Cage.
When we decided to do this podcast, I think one of the first movies that came to my mind was, in fact, Mortal Kombat.
Sure.
And I always had a fond recollection of the movie as being a good movie. And now I always question as to whether or not it was because I look back at it with nostalgia and so much love for that time period and my sort of interaction with Mortal Kombat as a game and the excitement I got from seeing it in the movie theaters. And I thought, I was just like, oh, it's a good movie. And I thought I might have been looking at it with rose-colored glasses. I'm not. It's a good fucking movie.
It is. It is a good movie. I don't share, I guess, I don't share the excitement. I don't know why. I don't get as excited for it. I like the movie a lot. I do. But I love Mortal Kombat. But I just don't hold it on this pedestal. I do think it's the best, video game to movie.
And that is something I thought I was the only one who thought. I thought, I just think that because, once again, I have this fondness of it. And so as I was researching, turns out everyone kind of agrees that in terms of, especially early on, video game to movie adaptations, this is up there.
Oh yeah, it's hard. It's hard for you to find a bad review on YouTube, somewhere else, and again, I think these are all guys and girls who, most of them grew up during this time, but also most of them had started playing, Mortal Kombat X and the kind of the new generation of Mortal Kombat video games and have gone back, but they still like the movie as well.
And I mean, shit, Marcus, Roger and Ebert like it.
They did. I mean,
Siskel and Ebert, excuse me.
Yeah, Siskel's the skinny one, right? Skinny
yes.
One? Siskel, did enjoy. He had to push Ebert to.
He had to put because, I think Ebert was trying to hold himself to some type of extra standard, but you could even see him smile a little bit, like, okay, it was pretty good.
Yeah, they both were, in agreement that, the effects, the heart was in the movie. That this was, and again, I remember seeing the effects when I was a kid in theaters too, and being like, this is amazing.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, let's not start finishing moving each other just yet.
Animality.
Animality. Let's talk a little bit about ourselves and talk about how you can find us. We are all over social media. We are there, in fact, at Twitter and Instagram at bbkaratepodcast at gmail.com. Excuse me, that's our Gmail address. We're at Twitter and Instagram at bbkaratepodcast.
Yes, and you can find us as well on Facebook at Bullets, Bourbon, and Karate. And please, just if you listen, if you're an avid listener, if you're a first-time listener, go on Apple. If you can, give us some stars on there. Leave a review. We'd love that. It helps us a lot, too. We don't push it enough, but just do one thing for us this week. We know we're a little late with the episode. We had some technical difficulties over here on our side.
We've been on Wednesday every time so far, and I think that's pretty impressive, all things considered.
Right. But you're not late until the first time you're late, and we were late, and we have to apologize for that. Yeah.
We do have to apologize. There were a few things out of our realm of capabilities to fix, but I don't know. I kind of like recording a little later in the week. We're recording about 2 days before the release of the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Excited.
Yeah, we are excited. We're going to do some special stuff with that. So if you don't mind just hitting that, it takes one click, 5 stars. If you don't think we're 5 stars, if you think we're 4 stars, we'll take that. But anything below that, just skip. Don't star us.
Go to a cooking podcast or something else.
Yeah, rip that cooking podcast to shreds. And of course, we are Bullets, Bourbon, and Karate. Each week, we pair our movies with a drink of our choice that maybe is inspired by the movie, or influenced, or we think it might pair well. And this week we have a special one that I kind of picked out because I think it fits in so many ways. And what are we drinking, Marcus?
We are drinking the ever favorite of any young lad who turns 21 or is trying to drink under 21, which you shouldn't do. But we are drinking Fireball. Fireball.
Now, I chose this for a lot of different reasons. One, fireballs are a big part of Mortal Kombat's combat system at times. I believe Liu Kang shot a fireball.
Liu Kang, yeah. I mean, everybody shoots a ball of some sort, you know.
We don't know if it's
energy, electricity,
plasma, ice. So we have that because it's reminiscent of a finishing move, maybe Scorpion's mask removal, which is always fun. And I personally don't have an issue with Fireball. I would never choose to drink it. I would never seek it out unless we're doing it for this podcast. But the first time you try it, it's not that bad. You know what? You're like, wow, okay. It's not what I would want, but I can handle it. And then the second time, you're like, you think you made a mistake. And that's how I feel about Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah. I have to agree with you. Fireball is definitely, any cinnamon whiskey or anything like this is an enemy of mine. It's a mortal enemy of mine.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I haven't had this since college, probably, a Fireball. Ooh. So we're going to see. I just poured it into this nice little rocks glass, and we're doing it over ice. I think you are too, right, Adam?
Oh, yeah. I'm not drinking this warm.
Yeah. Ooh,
I'll be warm enough in my... That's Big Red in a cup.
Yeah, that's what it smells like. If you took like 80 sticks of Big Red, squeegeed them out into a cup, and that's
squeegeed them.
Yeah, just wring them out into a cup. All right, let's try this.
Let's go for it. Well, let's sip it up. Here we go.
Cheers.
Well, there it is.
That's exactly what it. I mean, it gives you. Yeah, it's cinnamon alcohol. That is exactly what it is.
I personally don't have a lot of history with Fireball. It sort of came to prominence in my adult years, and I know we both live in Chicago, but during a time, Marcus and I lived pretty close to Wrigleyville, which is right outside the Cubs Wrigley Field, and Fireball was always a shot drink of choice for young people at the bars trying to impress or get drunk really fast.
There you go. Yeah.
So Fireball, that's what we're pairing with Mortal Kombat, and we didn't really mention up top because I don't think it matters, but we are going to talk about Mortal Kombat Annihilation. We're going to talk about both movies because unfortunately we did watch both, and let's talk about first. Before we do that, Marcus, I had a question for you.
Yeah, I'm ready. Go.
Have you watched any other than Nobody recently? You've been watching any action movies lately, or anything action on your plate lately?
That is funny that you mentioned that. We did not talk about this, but coming in before the episode and recording, I actually wanted to talk to you. I wouldn't call it action, but there is a movie that I just watched that stuck with me, and I am a huge fan. And after seeing kind of the back and forth reviews, I want to know your thoughts if you've seen it.
Okay.
Did you see Spring Breakers?
With James Franco?
Yes.
I want to say I saw it on an airplane.
Okay.
He turns these girls into bank robbers or some shit like that, right?
Right. So it's just and the guy who directed it, Harmony Korine, he's done, he's wrote Kids. If you remember
that's
Kids from the 90s.
Right.
He's
yes.
He's directed
yeah.
Gummo. If you've seen Gummo, which is a great
it's really sad movies.
Yeah, it is. But one of I love the stuff that he puts out. I think he did Bully or worked on Bully. No, that's the director of Kids who did Bully. But yeah, he directed this, and I didn't even know that until I got done watching it and looked up some stuff on it. But I think the biggest thing that stuck out to me, so the purpose of the story, or the whole kind of synopsis, these 4 girls in college, one of them being Selena Gomez, and then 3 other girls too. Everybody acted very well in this too, and they're in college, just feel like they're party goers too. They're just some girls who want to go to spring break, get out of Florida where they're at, and go down to Miami, wherever spring break is held in Miami or in Florida. They get in trouble, go to jail. James Franco, who is playing a rapper who looks like who am I think? Oh man, I can't even think of his name now, because there was a lawsuit about it. But he is a rapper. His rapper name is Alien. He bails him out, and then he kind of just leads him into this world of crime, pretty much too. And there is one part specifically, and if you don't remember it, go back. But he does this little serenade outside of his house, like on the piano, James Franco, and I'm sure it's somebody. No, well, it is him singing because he's horrible. But he sings "Every Time" by Britney Spears. I don't know if you remember this, and it's like the girls around there, like with the gun, when they have their guns, and then it goes into this montage of them robbing spring breakers, and it is like it's one of the best montages I've ever seen. It is very fun. It is very fun.
I don't remember the specifics or facts about this movie very well, but I do remember enjoying James Franco quite a bit.
He's
in
amazing.
His role
he's amazing.
as Alien.
Yeah.
Other than Nobody, I haven't really been diving into much action. I guess I've been burning through Sopranos. I'm in season 5 now. I think there's one more season. So I've been watching a lot of that. I plan to watch King Kong tonight.
Oh, okay.
Before it leaves HBO Max.
Yeah.
So I hear that's pretty chock full of action and enjoyment, huh? You haven't seen it?
I have. I watched it. Yeah,
okay.
I did. I watched it like the second night it was out on HBO Max, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not a huge I can't get into the King Kong movies that much.
Sure.
I mean, there's some good action, but what's great is that you get to see Friday Night Lights coach on screen, which is always good in the King Kong movies.
Oh, what's his name? He's in every damn thing.
I always forget his name too, but he's in it.
Now I just picture him giving King Kong like a motivational speech to you're gonna have to dig deeper than you ever dug before.
Yeah. No, it's fun. A lot of good fights, a lot of big fights, and you'll see that too.
Okay.
But you'll enjoy it.
Well, if you're watching anything, hit us up. Let us know what we should be watching if we're not watching it right now. Something modern. Big news for me, and hopefully soon to be Marcus will be joyous about this news as well. If you're listening to this podcast, you may be familiar. If you're not, go familiarize yourself with Warrior on HBO Max. Was on Cinemax, their streaming service, but HBO Max picked it up after 2 seasons, and they are going forward with another season, which is, I mean, there's never been a smarter move in all of movie history and television history than giving Warrior a season 3. I think it's the best action series ever.
Okay.
And I mean, like anything, not movie or anything. It's hour-long episodes. I think 12 or 13 a season.